many universities in India, including Delhi University, Ambedkar University, Indira Gandhi University, Wartha, and many more. He has served as a member of various committees of RBI, ICSSR, and various universities. He has authored 6 books and published numerous research papers in national and international journals. Recently, he delivered a global dialogue in Moscow, Russia. Today, he is speaking on caste with a specific focus on caste stigma that exists globally in general and especially in India. Caste stigma is historically resilient because it transforms itself from one form to another. But globally, it has been transforming from ritual hierarchy to legal codes, from colonial administration to modern institutions. Caste stigma today requires more than legal safeguards. It demands social recognition, redistribution of opportunities, and sustained ethical commitment to human dignity to move towards genuine equality. So, sir will be talking all these aspects in detail, and I welcome Dr. Sakthi Kumar to deliver the lecture. Thank you.
Respected colleagues, Dr. Vinay, Professor Josh, and Professor Abhilash, Babu, dear students and friends, I am thankful to you for giving me an opportunity to speak in this university, particularly a topic related to the caste stigma, historical roots and contemporary realities. Let's talk in details about it. We know there are 2 ways of thinking. One is the God-made objects and another one is man-made. There could be differences intra and inter. So like the God has made trees, God has made man. So man has to respect trees and tree has to respect the man, human being. So respects come from both ways. And in a similar way, there are objects, whatever we are looking here, these are the man-made. So this computer has been made by a man, chair, curtain, building, everything has been around us, they are made by men. So these are the objects and certain instructions are imposed by man for using or spreading the man-made things or even the certain God-made things. Why these instructions come to a certain group or certain individual, we have to think over it. So these restrictions is based on the societal thinking. It could be the caste, it could be the economic based, it could be the political based, it could be the psychological, and it is the institutional. So, we should move towards eradicating or minimizing the instruction imposed by one individual or group to another individual or group. So, the equal opportunity should be given to all across the society and across the nation. Now, come certain words, there are three words: country, state and nation. Country is a geographical entity and a state is a political entity. So, political entity runs the government in that geographical area. And what is the nation? What is the nation? The behavior made by the state for the citizens living in that geographical area, how to manage the sovereignty and unification based on historical incidents, cultural identity and so on. That is the nation. Now, the question arises, the instruction imposed by one individual to another or one community to another, it sticks within the boundary of the state or across the boundary of the state. So, let's talk in detail. Let's start a story. There is a girl, her name is Meera. She lives in a village. On daily basis, before sunrise, she is used to go to the village well for taking water. She belongs to lower caste and another caste people keep watching on daily basis. When she takes water first, then other category people go to the village well. One day what did happen, a upper caste has fell in a river, fell in that village well. Women started crying, people started shouting, saving. That girl, Meera, was just looking it from far behind. She then hastily jumped into the village well and saved the life of that boy. So one life is saved by another life. After saving the life of that boy, gossiping started in that village that water of the village well was polluted by that girl because she has touched the water of the village well. So it needs to be purified. It needs to be purified. So by adopting the certain customs and rituality, the water of that village was purified, and after that, even that boy used that water for tea. So, what I want to say, water does not know which caste do you belong to. That is made by the nature. Water has been made by nature. Water has been made by God. but the customs and rituality has been made by the society. So, what I want to say that process of purifying and reason of purifying the water of the village is nothing but the stigma. Nothing but the stigma. Now, come to know, what is happening in the recent India. It is being shown on the board. Center debates taking a caste count during the census. So that caste that happened in that village that moved towards the government census. So stigma does not stay at the village level only, it moves towards village to the government. Now, take the need women rape and paid 2.5 lakh to settle the matter in the MP. This came in the news. So, this type incident is taking place in India. Caste system in Indian pleasure. It is unconstitutional but legal. Constitutionally, we are all equal, but practically we are not equal in India. So this is nothing but the caste stigma. Now the question arises, why do Nepal, Bangladesh beat India in social indicators? Question arises, starts with caste. Caste is the responsible factor. So again it is happening and came into the news. Now, what is stigma? Now question asking from you, what is stigma? This stigma, there is a book written by the Edwin Goffman in 1963, and he wrote a book on stigma. So stigma is something related to spoiling social identity of a person or a group is called stigma. So stigma is just the difference between the virtual social identity and the actual social identity. Or in other way we can say stigma is just a difference between what identity should be and what other perceived it. This is the difference. This is the stigma. So a stigma can be defined into three parts: physical, character, or tribal. Physical, character, or tribal. So this tribal stigma is nothing but related with a group, community, or the society. So caste comes under the tribal. Caste religion stigma comes under the tribal. So we have to focus here on the caste stigma. We have to focus on caste stigma. What is caste stigma? What is caste stigma? Dear students, I have distributed a paper to you to fill up, and ultimately we shall learn how to stigma is religion. So please fill up and do accordingly. The formula is given there. So we can measure the stigma distribution across the SC, ST, OBC and others. So finally we shall come to the conclusion how the stigma is existing in the society. Are we able to understand what we are talking? I am asking question from the student side. Language is problem. No problem. Anybody language? Are you able to understand it? So, stigma is something disadvantageous imposed on individual or group on the basis of caste identity. On the basis of caste identity. Rooted in historical exclusion, but assisted in the contemporary institution or behavior. So we shall measure the caste stigma index on the basis of this index we shall judge how did it happen. Earlier we talked that the stigma exists not only in India but across the world. Across the world. Stigma is across the world. It is happening not only in India. Can you name the social reformer of India belonging to the Dalit community? I am asking from the student. Please name any reformer, social reformer belonging to the Dalit community in India. Then Ambedkar. Have you heard about him? Jyotiba Phule. Have you heard? Savitribai Phule. Have you heard about it? Periyar. Periyar was from Tamil Nadu. So, these are people are reformer belonging to the Dalit community. Have you heard about Who is Shudra? Have you heard about his book written by? Who has written this book? Who is Shudra? A book has been written by Ambedkar. And he says the social status of a person is not by the status of the community to which he belongs. Are you able to understand Hindi? Are you able to understand Hindi? No. And he said, किसी व्यक्ति की सामाजिक प्रतिष्ठा उस व्यक्ति की समुदाय की प्रतिष्ठा से जानी जाती है. Social status of a person is not by the status of the community to which he belongs. Are you getting my point? किसी व्यक्ति की सामाजिक प्रतिष्ठा उस व्यक्ति के समुदाय से जानी जाती है. So, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said equal opportunities should be given across the society. Equal opportunity. But what had happened in past in India? People belonging to the depressed class became bonded labor because ownership and control of land, and resources are not equally distributed among the society. It was given by the Ambedkar. And they are suffered from variety of economic constraints. The root of that being the member of Hindu social system. It has been written by the Ambedkar. I am getting my point what I want to say. So social stigma is the gift of historical incident. It is not made by the God. It has been made by the man or society. So let's talk caste stigma across the world. Across the world. See here. It is existing across the world. India, Japan, Africa, Europe, USA, Latin America. Everywhere is here. Somewhere it is called Dalit, somewhere it is called Burakumit, somewhere Oshu, Sir, African Americans and Africans. Somewhere it is based on the ritual purity, occupation, descent, birth, race and blood purity. It is happening across the world. So we cannot say that stigma is existing in one form to another. Not only in India, the world is suffering from the stigma. Which stigma? Caste stigma. Somewhere it is religious, social, somewhere it is feudal, somewhere it is legal, social and colonial also. So I want to show that caste stigma across the world is shifting, changing its form. Its form is changing over the period. In the ancient period, before the 600 BC, across the world it was treated that it is sacred, it is a divine state, like in India, ritual purity. So, in logic behind that was, you are born unequal because universe is unequal. Are you getting the point? The son of Ambani is much richer than me. Are you getting my point? Son of Ambani, Andani is much richer than me. And a son of farmer much poorer. Who had decided that son should born in the house of the Adani, and who decides the son I should take birth in a village to a farmer? Who decides it? Is there any thinking? My father should be millionaire, and my father is the poor. Who decides who is born where? Does it happen with them? Here you are born unequal because universe is unequal. That was given by divine theory. So in the ancient period, caste stigma was related with divine theory. Caste stigma was related with divine theory. In medieval period come, then this status transmitted through family occupation. So here logic behind it was that work defines worth of a person and children has to inherit it. Are you getting my point? After come, your work defines your worth, and children have to inherit it. During the colonial period, it became ancestry as a legal destiny, and during the modern period, logic behind the stigma is equality exists but not all. people generally say, even today, constitutionally we are equal. We all are equal. Legally we all are equal. But equality is not foreign. Not foreign. Why? Some people are studying in Delhi University and some people are studying in Mahatma Gandhi University. Some people are studying abroad. And equal opportunities should be given for both male and female across the SC, ST, OBC, but equal opportunity is not existing. Equality is not existing. All we are equal legally, but practically we all are not equal. When I was the chairman of the department, that is politics, in the jail, I attended different committees. When the scholarship was to be given to the Dalit community students, the marks was given very low by those people who were non-SC, ST or OBC. So upper caste member of a community get maximum 3 marks out of 8 to a Dalit student. It was happening. I have seen it. Even you would have heard what it happened in AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Sciences. 4 MBBS students could not qualify MBBS on the basis of caste stigma. You would have heard about the Rohit Begula incident. What it did happen. So, number of incidents are taking across the community, and in the contemporary India, where market and networks economics is coming in, the logic behind the caste stigma is we don't discriminate. People say we don't discriminate, but outcomes same. People say that a student or a teacher belonging to the scheduled caste cannot teach at the level and the part of which upper caste. It is said, even in the jail it happens. The teacher who belongs to scheduled caste cannot teach the level at par with upper caste. Why does it happen? The people belonging to the best class, especially to the Dalit community, are not so vocal. They are not so vocal as they are upper caste. They are basically silent. They don't speak too much when they are discriminated. Why? Because of caste stigma. When I was studying in a master degree, I did master in 92-94 batch in Jawaharlal Nehru University and graduation from St. Stephen's College, University of Delhi. I have seen, even I was feeling, when on the notice board it was given the Sakthi Kumar, bracket में scheduled caste. I felt ashamed at that time. Because people will know, yeah, I belong to scheduled caste, and they start behaving accordingly. But today I don't feel any history. I say openly I belong to scheduled caste. So it has changed. over the period, over the time it has changed. So I can say that the caste stigma has shifted across the world from the faith to custom to law to policy. Now today we talk about the social exclusion, socially excluded. In today, at the level of secretary to the government of India, no one is from the civil caste. No one is from civil caste at the top level. Around 500, 600 universities are across the India. You will find that not more than I think 4 or 5 vice chancellors belonging to the So, even Dr. B.R. Ambedkar has said that if you want to judge the progress of a society, you should judge the progress of the female. अगर किसी सोसाइटी, किसी समाज की प्रगति को जानना चाहते हो तो you should know the progress of the female of that community. इसके समाज, इस समुदाय की महिलाएं कितनी प्रगति की है, you should know that. It is measured on the level of that. So in India, who are basically being exploited? SC, ST, OBC, female, even on the minority basis, number of across the Christianity, Jainism, Muslim, number of the people have been exploited on the basis of the either religion based or the caste based. Let's talk in details. Caste stigma in India. Come to the caste stigma in India. I have given the form. I hope you will measure the caste stigma. Please fill up that one. Historical roots of caste stigma in India. Historical. And we have already seen that in the ancient period it was based on the divine. So what is happening here? During the period of the 1500 to 1000 BC, the nature of the caste was symbolic. It is written in a book that has been shown here across the time period. So after that, Varna became the ritual hierarchy, and during the Buddha, Jaina, it was rejected, and legal codification of jati-based profession, caste became the law. And it changed, the stigma changed over the period. So dominance of the Brahminical society came around 300 to 900, 300 BC to 900. So jati became hereditary occupation in 900 to 1200. So jati, yani caste became hereditary occupation based on the caste heredity. And in the 1200 to 1700, no caste in Islamic period was in India. And 1700 to 1947, caste became the bureaucratic identity. So in 1950 to 1990, the abolition of untouchability by law under the Article 70 Constitution of India. So persistence of caste in modern society. And in 1990 to 2025, caste became a democratic resource. What is the meaning? caste became a democratic resource. Can you explain it? Caste became a democratic resource in India. Even a political party thinks to who should be given Vidhan Sabha ticket. Whom should be given? Suppose one party in Kottayam district or the legislative election is thinking to distribute the ticket. Whom should be given? Tell me, what are the factors on the basis of which tickets are distributed? First is the caste, second is the party, third is the personal. Caste, party and personal. CEP, these are basic three factors. So main is the caste. What is the population of the caste, of the person? What is the share of the caste population? Who are the maximum voters in the Kottayam? So caste became a democratic resource. Today, these days, it became the democratic resource. So, what I want to say, caste stigma is the historical factor, not the God-given. Caste has not been made by the God. Caste has not been made by the nature. Caste has been made by the society. And form of the caste has been changing over the period. And these days, what is happening, we are going to think of it. Caste stigma in India is not ancient or defined by nature. It is historical produced system of the social exclusion. Social exclusion shaped by law, shaped by economy, shaped by colonial governance and modern politics. Its shape has been changing over the period. A structural shift of caste stigma in India. Think over the structural shift of caste stigma. In the ancient period, it was totally based on the ritualistic. So, people said in the ancient period that you are unequal because cosmos made you so. You are unequal because cosmos, माने नेचर ने ऐसा बना दिया, भगवान के दिया हुआ है, इसलिए we are unequal. In the medieval period, your work defines your worth and children have to inherit you. But during the colonial period, your caste is packed in state control. When the census was started in India, tell me, census of India, do you know? Census of India, when it was started? Tell me. And in the modern period, it became legal. So we are equal by law. We are equal by law, but not in daily life. We are equal by law, but not in daily life. And in the contemporary period, We don't discriminate, but outcome produces caste. Outcome produces caste. So, a structural shift of caste stigma in India took place from ancient to medieval to the colonial to the modern to the contemporary India. There is a structural shift. So it moved away from the sacred hierarchy to the customary exclusion to the bureaucratic identity to informal inequality. Informal inequality. I was teaching in Uttar Pradesh. I taught there almost 14 years. I have seen the upper caste people can go and talk to even female of the lower caste during the election and certain times. But the people belonging to lower caste cannot go to the house of upper caste and talk to their female member. I have seen in UP and Bihar. I don't know about the Kerala. I don't know about the Kerala in this respect. But I have seen this, how they can dare to talking even the female member of the lower caste, but the lower caste man cannot talk to the female member of the upper caste in the village. How it is happening even today. I was teaching in Delhi University before 2001. Before 2001, I am the product of the Delhi University. When I moved to our university that comes in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh, I was looking a house for the rent. Wherever I went to search for a house for rent, people asked my caste, which caste do you belong to? When I said that I belong to Sikh caste, they refused to give house on rent. It happened in 2001. Before that, I was the economic advisor in Greece Embassy. Greece Embassy. My boss, his name was Ayyankali from the Greece. He asked, which caste do you belong to? Which caste do you belong to? It means the foreigners have in their mind that caste is the reality of India. Caste is the reality of the India. So, caste identity became the kalank, became the spot. That is known as the stigma. What is stigma? Stigma is like a kalank. In Hindi, it is known as a kalank. It is a bad spot. But form has been changing over the period in worldwide. Not only in India, in world. Even today, stigma is there. That's why the incident of Rohit Purnima took place. That is the reason why it happened with the IPS officer in Haryana. And that is the reason why it happened with number of the students, even the villages. And just I have shown you newspaper clipping. The person who has raped a Dalit girl, 2.5 lakh was offered to settle it. So it is happening today because of caste stigma. But the structural change has been changing over the period. So I want to say that modernity has not erased caste stigma, but relocated it. But relocated it. So caste stigma moved away from temple to census. Caste stigma moved from temple to law, and caste stigma moved from temple to bureaucracy. So over the time, the literature has been shown caste was reconstituted as a central element of Indian society through colonial rule. Caste is not merely a division of labor, it is a division of laborers. लोग कहते थे people caste, it is related to the occupation or facilitating the labor, the caste has been generated. But Dr. Ambedkar is saying it is the division of laborers, not the laborers, on the basis of the caste. So caste stigma lost legal legitimacy but survived socially. Even in India today, we are all equal by law, but we are unequal by social practice. In practice, my name title is Kumar, your title is Chaudhary, your title is Singh. So, by law, we all are Indian. Ambedkar said, in the beginning I am Indian, in the middle I am Indian, and in the last we are Indian. So we are only Indian by law. But socially we are divided, scheduled caste, SP, even the sub-caste, Chamar, Dobi, Chamar. Have you read the book of Rice Davis? Rice Davis said, in the knowledge of the purity, Kshatriya stands on the top, and in the sense of the knowledge, Brahmana stands on the top, and below them are Chamar, Chandal, and so on. It is written in the book. Now come to the measuring the caste stigma. How the stigma is measured? I have distributed this page to you. Please go through and measure it, the caste stigma. And I will collect it. What is the stigma existing in Kerala? I will know it by it. I will know it. What is the caste stigma in Kerala? What would be caste stigma in Kottayam? I can check it. So please make it. Give it to them. Let's go. I have given you. How will it matter? So higher the index, more would be the caste stigma. I have given here. So come. How does it happen? So please, I am helping you how to fill out. Have you felt ever social exclusion? Score it out of 100. 50, 60, 70 and so on. And give weightage out of 1, 0.5, 0.7 like that, 0.1. So sum total should be equal to the 1. By which you are suffering from caste stigma maximum. So maximum weightage should be given to that one. Social exclusion, economic basis, legal basis, political basis, and cultural and psychological basis. I will ask one by one at that time. I am coming at that point. Please fill up and go ahead. So higher the caste stigma will be, more the exclusion. More the exclusion will come. Now I have taken it. See the caste stigma, how it is changing and how it is differing over the period. How it is On the basis of the literature, I have assigned the weight on the basis of the literature. During the Rig-Vedic period, it was the 0.1 high, and over the period it went up, and untouchability during the 600 to 900 AD, it was maximum 0.7. No, it was not maximum, reached to the 0.7. When was its maximum? British period. Caste stigma maximum became the British period, 0.9. Caste stigma became because law came in the force. During the British period, law came in the force. So 1947 to 1956, caste stigma came down. Why the caste stigma came down in the India after the independence? आजादी के बाद भारत का कास्ट स्टिग्मा कम क्यों हुआ? You tell me. Why? Why the caste stigma decreased after the independence? Because of Ambedkar. Yes, it has been written. Abolition of caste legally.
Professor, how you could make out this last one, 0.15 to 0.5? How to calculate the support of literature?
Support of literature.
Yeah.
So caste stigma came down of India after the independence because of Ambedkar. And post-Ambedkar is again declining. That's why we say that legally we are equal, but practically we are unequal. Legally we are equal, but practically we are unequal. Legacy effect of caste stigma in India. Legacy effect. It could be economic legacy, it could be the educational, it could be the social and cultural, political, legal, and so on. How we shall measure that caste stigma was in the historical period? Caste stigma is not given today. It is coming from generation to generation to generation to generation. Even a person belonging to the Chamar caste or lowest strata of the society becomes the governor, still he will be that caste. Have you seen a chief minister of the Uttar Pradesh changed and house was allotted to him? The chief minister's house was purified. Have you heard about it? In Uttar Pradesh, where Abhilash Yadav, belonging to Samajwadi Party, was the chief minister. After that, the present government became formed the government and chief minister changed. The chief minister house was purified by the Ganga. It is not the ancient. It happened today. Why did it happen? Because of caste stigma. Caste stigma is not given today. Caste stigma is transferred passing generation to generation to generation. And how long will it go? How long will it go? Caste stigma. Will the education be able to finish it? Shall we be able to give the equal opportunity across the society? Let's think it is happening or not. Legacy effect. Index of the caste stigma. Legacy effect. Upper caste 0.15, OBC 0.4, and scheduled caste 0.67, and scheduled tribe 0.7. Can we endorse this legacy of caste stigma here? Please fill up your category also, SC, ST, OBC. Can the Kerala, particularly Kottayam, will endorse this result? Mr. Major, I have distributed the survey. Can we endorse this finding with the today's survey, of this Mahatma Gandhi University student? Let's try to find out. I have distributed the paper. Please fill it up so we can say in India, maximum social stigma is occurring with scheduled tribe. Maximum social stigma. Caste stigma severity index. State-wise, I am happy to announce that the lowest caste stigma severity index exists in Kerala. That is the lowest. Why? I am happy to know that this Kottayam district is the first district in India achieving the 100% literacy rate. I am proud of Kottayam people. So Kerala has the lowest caste stigma severity. Kerala. I am happy to announce this. And see how it is happening, in which state it is highest caste stigma. Which state is the highest? 0.7 is the highest. Bihar. Bihar has the highest caste stigma. Bihar has the highest caste stigma. Caste stigma prevents the lower, or especially for the Dalit people, of coming the mainstream. Coming into the mainstream. So HSE stand for historical structural exclusion, EDI, economic discrimination, education and capability, that ECD, deprivation, SEI, the social exclusion and interaction, ILD stands for institutional and legal discrimination, and PDO, psychological and dignity deprivation. Let me know how many of you have gone to police station for lodging FIR. How many of you have gone? Did you get any opportunity to lodge an FIR in police station? आप में से कोई ऐसा है जो गए हो? Never. I had been twice, but police station who was the in charge, did not lodge FIR. Even you go to the police station, inspector will not lodge FIR. Try. You try yourself. And particularly people belonging to depressed class or even knowing that particular caste, he belongs to the particular caste, he won't be able to lodge FIR. He will ask your name, or by name you will try to understand which caste do you belong to, and no FIR will be lodged. It is happening in India. Exception is not the rule. That's why Ambedkar was saying that when the depressed class suffers from the exploitation and he goes to the police station, no FIR is lodged, but when the people come from the upper caste, just knowing FIR is lost. It is happening even today. It is happening even today. So there is the caste stigma in the practical way. Legally we are equal. All of us shall go and lodge FIR. Legally we are allowed, but practically we are not allowed. Legally we are allowed, but practically we are not allowed. Now, this is the poem related to the caste stigma. I think you people become tired. Feeling bored? No? In the last two sentences I am just reading. It is left the temple steps and entered dining room, offices, marriage homes, polite smiles. My name walked ahead of me. My name walked ahead of me. Just I said, whenever you go to the police station, he will ask your name. And by knowing your caste by title, you will not allow to lodge FIR. So this is the poem. My name walked ahead of me. My name walked ahead of me. Doors closed softly behind it. No change, no signs, only distance measured in glances. Still I speak, not loudly. I am unable to lodge FIR, even then I am not speaking loudly. I am not speaking loudly. Not always bravely, but truth survives even in low voices. I am silent, even when voices are distinct. One day children will ask. One day children will ask, was this ever real? Was this ever real? And who will answer, ascendant hopeful, yes. Yes, it was the real one. And you ended it by refusing to obey our silence. Our silence. So, conclusion is that modernity did not end caste stigma, but down to height. But it down to height. Who became the modern? Have you heard that India is going to be a developed economy? Have you heard about it? आप लोगों में से कितने लोग सुना है जो भारत विकसित अर्थव्यवस्था होने जा रहा है? Have you heard about it? You people are not replying. Have you heard that India is going to be a developed economy? Have you heard about it? Achha, you know what is the parameter on the basis of which an economy is declared developed? Do you know the parameter? There are two parameters. One is the per capita income, other one is the human development index. Per capita income should be 22,000 American dollars. And what is the per capita of India? 2,700. How much it should be? 22,000. And what is 2,700? Is India a developed economy? Is India a developed economy? No, because its per capita income should be 22,000 and per capita of India is 2,700. Second parameter is Human Development Index, HDI. HDI should be 0.9. What is the HDI of India? 0.67. So India fell on both bases, on the both parameters. And we are expecting in 2047 that India will be a developed economy. Viksit Bharat. India will be a Viksit Bharat, developed India. When? 2047. But I want to say, until a caste stigma will exist, India won't be able to achieve the developed because concentration of income will be always there. Because wealth inequality is higher than the income inequality in India. I am getting my point. Wealth inequality is always higher than the income inequality in India. And even today, 1% of Indian has captured 33% of the income and around 40% of the wealth. So wealth inequality always exists. So for making India a developed, effectively caste stigma should be eradicated. Number of the books are here, we people, and in Hindi, हम होंगे कामयाब एक दिन. Thank you. This is it. Any question? We are going to measure the caste stigma of Kottayam district. Please give that one paper that you have filled it out. Let me ask. What is the value of the caste stigma in your student? Huh? We have finished the time. Yes. We have done.
Yeah, we have. And shall I ask a question, sir? So, your session has concluded with a statement modernity did not end Stigma, but go to hide it. And, Ambedkar had made a similar statement. What is the village but a thing of localism, a den of ignorance, narrow-mindedness, and communalism. He was also against the concept of development of Gandhi. We always harping on village development. So, and you have from a chart also the stigma, rate of stigma among different states of India. So, my question is whether this rate of urbanization, is there any linkage between this rate of caste stigma and the rate of urbanization?
Yeah.
And if a state is more urbanized, that means is there any relationship?
What was the basic difference between the
Sorry.
Okay, after answering, or you are taking all questions together? No, one by one.
yeah, one by one.
Okay, that is fine.
Basic difference between Gandhian thought or Ambedkar thought. Gandhi said, go to the village. Ambedkar said, go to the cities. What the contradiction was? Ambedkar said, go to cities. Gandhi said, go to villages. Caste stigma even today since historical period is higher in the village. Caste stigma today is low at the city level. So, but when you measure the caste stigma index in the village level, caste stigma index in the urban level, you will find a substantial difference. I gave example that a person belonging to upper caste can go and talk to the female member of the lower caste of the people during the election at another time. But a person belonging to lower caste cannot talk to a female member of upper caste at why this discrimination is here. And in the city you will find that one person can talk to the other. But caste stigma similarly varies with the development. Rural area, less developed, upper area, higher developed. So this is the reason why the statement of the Ambedkar related to the Gandhi can be cited here that the caste stigma varies across the development, but it forms changes. Legally we are equal, but practically we are not. Practically we are not equal. So this is the reply of the question.
Yeah. See, Professor Sakthi Kumar, I would like to say that their presentation is excellent. Excellent presentation. And you see, why I am looking at that there is an excellence, why I felt that there are three reasons for that. Number one, see, many scholars in this country, they used to substantiate that there are far as this caste and stigma issues concerned, it is by and large an Indian cause. But in your case, what you could substantiate that there is a kind of international problem. You have taken that the reality from African countries, throughout Asia, and even Latin America and all things. And you mentioned that there is a kind of universal and it may vary disadvantages. Number two, various college, they used to get a lot of examples from their own field work. But I would like to appreciate Professor in the sense you could narrate and substantiate your point by your own field experience. That is really an interesting piece. You mentioned that I feel as a student of Delhi College and University, when your caste has appeared, some amount of feeling what you are. Then now you can say that yes, I would like to assert my caste, I am proud of that. And that is very rare as far as the professors and presentations are concerned by quoting their own personal experience. That is what very important, personal experience, what we do. Appreciate that. And we all are trying to study the stigma related literature, but that time we could understand, you see, in value there is a professor in the School of Economics and Planning, Professor Sakthi Kumar. He actually constructed an index. We would like to appreciate Amartya Sen and Babu Amartya Sen and a Pakistan economist Babu. You know that they contributed to the HEI and the index. And here can say that if you did your exercise, excellent. And you see, this is something serious. You can measure it. And we are actually just reading literature on stigma and something. You are the one who measuring the class. Again, a lot of appreciations on that. But I have two issues. One is that you could substantiate that there as far as Kerala is concerned, the caste stigma is relatively less. I can give you the last slide which you made it that there. The model where what they used to do there, they used to hide the caste and stigma. That is what they are the model as far as concerned. See, Kerala, basically Kerala people are so that we are calling modern or something what they used to do. They are very capable to hide it. And it is not that mindset and people outside are coming and see or measure. Even people within, it is very difficult to identify and measure the stigma as far as Kerala is concerned. So I could see that Bihar is concerned, it is 0.7. As far as Kerala is concerned, it is very low. Yeah, very low. It is 0.23. But I feel that that is highly underestimated things there. And Kerala also may not be with Bihar, but my guest feeling is that it is around 0.5.
0.5. Let's see the result.
Yeah, some will come. So the point is that as far as Kerala is concerned and Tamil Nadu is concerned, and West Bengal may be right, and Karnataka also may be right 0.4, but I have a serious doubt on two states, basically number one Kerala and number two Tamil Nadu. Tamil Nadu also 0.3, 0.31. This is things that we have to, I think.
That depends on the survey.
I don't have any counter, methodology or measure. I do accept that this is only available literature. But the thing is that they are by taking. And number two, again I'm taking a statement from your side. Kerala is concerned, Gini quality is very high on the next stage. Listen, the Gini coefficient, they will give an impression that there in Kerala, the difference, income difference is very high compared to other states also there. This is also coming up. And the modality what there Kerala people is caught and unquote clever to hide their stigma related issues, and you have a different kind of to measure, to indicate it, to understand your measurabilities. This is one point. And another one you mentioned that there, as far as the community is concerned, you mentioned that there, as far as ST is concerned, your LEIC, I do agree that upper caste 0.15 and something on OBC 0.4 and SC 0.67, but ST is 7.2. I feel that the ST community, ST tribal community, mainly my own experience from the northeast tribal community and other places what happened, it is, I have a serious observations of this 0.72 as far as STs are concerned. ST, I think you have a different kind of methodology and measurable tool to understand the ST space. Thank you. These are some of my doubts, not the limitations or questions, some kind of a doubt and observations on the MN side. I am not that I have no scholarship on as far as the dental studies are concerned. And really, I feel I am also thankful for my close friend Abhilash. If I would have missed your class, it's actually a serious kind of academic and scholarship negligence from my side. That way I would like to appreciate your presentation. It is so excellent. Thank you.
Thank you. And have you estimated?
The right of the
No one has till name, caste, categories. Very few has indicated here. I am just reading. So, it is the first one. So here you can add 11, 7. You get 11 plus 7 is 18, 18 plus 3, 21, 21 plus 5, 26, 26 plus 30, 35, 38, 39. So in the first case that is the 39. So less than 0.5. So in this case stigma is very low.
Stigma is
Very low. Okay? In this case. Just add one and get it. In the second one is almost similar. But no one has obtained SC, ST, OBC. So I think it is also very less. 38. Here it is very high. 80 plus 30, that is the 48. How it is possible? That's it. Weight has been assigned, it cannot be equal. Sum total of weight should be 1. Sum total of weight should be 1. Are you getting my point? Someone has filled this form, in the form each factor, each variable has been assigned weight 1, 1, 1, 1. No, you can't do that. Sum total of weight should be equal to 1. So this is the wrong. Here also, you cannot assign weight 1. Sum total of weight should be equal to 1. In this survey is also wrong. This is also wrong. Everyone has assigned 1. I said sum total of weight should be equal to 1. You have to distribute accordingly. This is also 1. Everyone has assigned 1. This is 1. सब बेकार हो गया. Everyone has assigned weight 1. Here it is. Here is also wrong. On 3 variables you have assigned 1, 1. So it is wrong. Sum total should be 1. Here what is coming? 25 plus 10. 35 plus 10. 45. It is also 45. So very less. Very less. Here we have not counted. So 15, you have not counted. It is also coming around 25. You have not counted here. Somewhere it has written 62. But weights assigned 1. it is coming 62. और क्या नाम है? मृता, PG student. Does it really happen? Who is this? Mृta PG. Your stigma is very high, 62. Did you suffer somewhere? Social exclusion? Highest weight you have given, and that's cultural and psychological you have a standing 0.3 weight. 62. Being made. And one OBC has also assigned the 0. No, it is wrong. It is wrong. Patient here is in the survey is wrong. So I cannot calculate here on these cases. It will come around 0.34 like that. It will come around 0.34 of Kottayam district. So thanks to Brother Abhilash, thanks to Brother Jose, and thanks to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. Now I invite Dr. Vinay to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. As we know that this is the last day as per the last session of Ayyankali here, this year. So we had an opportunity to not professor, which we can get here. He also consulted his advocacy in a well-arranged manner. But it has been interesting to hear that or to see that different sides here and here. And as that said, it is really interesting to know that the caste as an idea or an notion is working across the world. So the idea of caste is actually suppressing the people or oppressing the people, and that is functioning everywhere in the world as in different ways. Anyhow, this point is something very what we call very informative, and let's just arrange the evolution of caste stigmas in different ways. How the caste stigma is working in present world. And we have a lot of experiences if we observe our society. Whether recently one incident was there happened in Rwanda, that was nothing, that was a case related with a theft. A lady was accused. That means that some all governments was taken by that particular person, and police accused a fake or fabricated case against her. So the simple reason is what nothing. He just valued what is the meaning of actual stigma. That is what we call the wrong or inappropriate judgment over a person, and the problems after that. So the incident is nothing that was strictly based on a caste. So we have to understand that the problem of caste as well as the stigma of caste is working around us. So we have to make some consciousness to encounter that social problem. Anyhow, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And on behalf of Ayyankali as well as School of Social Science, I extend my gratitude towards Professor Sakthi Kumar sir, and also Prof sir, then Abhilash sir, and all to come out here. Thank you all.